provided by freeconceptpower.com. The recording started.
Okay, so I want to welcome anyone who accesses this audio and video recording. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the market, and as I see a signal go out, I'm going to call it out. And you can just, analyze that, and you can also see live how this actually works out. I do provide signals. You can inbox me for signal details. Sorry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep watching this. I can see that the 5-minute has just hooked over, bringing the momentum downward. I can also see the 15-minute is coming into the moving average. It's coming into support. Just looking at that, the best signal to take would be a short. But I also see that we're getting ready to come out of this, which makes a little bit of sense. The downside has been moving for a minute. Here's the 30-minute chart. As you can see, this one is also pointing down. Everything is moving down. The daily is coming into support here. The weekly is negative trending, but it's pointed up. So there's some upside momentum, which makes me think that this daily is going to continue to take prices higher. However, looking at the divergence on this chart, I'm also seeing a potential for this to drive prices lower as well. But lower would most likely just be into support because of the divergence here at the bottom of the chart showing upside action. So just looking at these closer time frames, these shorter time frames, Um, we have slope on the 5 minute. The 1 minute is coming into support. If this crosses this support level on the indicator, then I would short it. So I am getting my app ready and it crossed. I'll go short here for 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to get these in before the price drops even more. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Looks like it's close to a support level here. As you can see, it's pulling back a little bit. It's meeting a little bit of resistance. But looking at the slope on this 5 minute chart, let's just see how it goes. I have 3 in the red, the rest are in green, 2 in the gray, okay. I'm not surprised at this upside momentum. The 15 is pulling down. If you scroll to the right, if you're on your phone, you can see the 15-minute chart. Your screen will scroll over. And right now we have a little over a minute left. Upside momentum is getting a lot stronger. The 15-minute looks like it wants to reverse. Doesn't look like we traded that correctly. On this first red one, that would have been the entrance. Yeah, that would have been the entrance. No need to wait for it to cross over. When you know the trend, you don't have to wait for the cross. As soon as you see, as soon as you already know that it's going to continue downward because the 5 minute is down, the 15 minute is down. So as it's getting closer to reversing, you want to go ahead and just trust that trend as soon as you see that first red candle or that first candle in the direction of the trend to get in. So had we entered here, it would have been ITM. So now we have a low, lower low, and a little bit of divergence here, taking prices higher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a pullback. If I were trading the 15-minute time frame right now, I would possibly go ahead and enter here as it's pulling back to the support level. You see how that rejected it? I would call it here. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and call it. Three, 4. Interesting, because I don't actually remember exiting that, but okay. I'll stop here. I won't take any more positions. That just popped up and took my screen over. So let me come back to this chart, and it dropped again, but it's coming back up. So let's check it on the app and see. Okay, we have a little over a minute left, and we're looking iffy. Looking more positive now, though, that we have some of this. There we go, pushing prices higher. Yep. About a minute left. Coming into support. It's coming into support. This would be considered a pullback if the price reverses. If, as you can see, the price is rejecting this. The price is rejecting lower prices. The market is rejecting lower prices. So it's coming into support, and it will bounce off of this. And those are more ITMs. Let me log in here and get these results. Post these on Facebook. Let's see if we have rejected it, and we have rejected it. Now this could be a potential trade here. However, we are in what's considered the oversold region, but I believe that this slow line, this green line, is going to come higher because there's still room for it. So I'm going to take this trade. 2, 3, 4. We're no longer in a downtrend. That's another reason. And the 5-minute chart as well as the 15-minute chart are showing upside momentum. They're both coming out of this downside momentum, so there's still a lot of time and a lot of room for the price to be driven higher. Just hoping that this is not too late of an entrance or too early of an entrance. You know, price is looking like it wants to come back into support, and by the time this trade ends, it may not be back to the level we entered in, which would say that this trade we were a little bit late getting into this, because again, we see these green candles, and as you line up the cursor with the price, with these candles, we were already rejecting lower prices before the indicator turned around. And as soon as the indicator turned around, we got in, and the prices started to drop. But look at that, price is heading higher, higher still, and it may make it all the way up to this blue line before it hits the resistance to turn around. If it makes it all the way up to this blue line, it's going to be very close to an equal high on this chart with this previous high anyways. But if we compare it to this high, it would be a lower high. So high, lower high. We just have to wait and see if this indicator actually gets up past this high, the region that this indicator was at with this high. If it does, then this would be a sell. Less than 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. The 5-minute is still strongly pointed up. So we definitely have support that's going to be kicking in. And it's beginning to turn over. So this one's not looking in our favor. The best entrance was right here. 1, 2, 3. Now, this indicator is not making it above this previous high here. So I would still short it because it would be in the direction of the trend. And I believe it's giving you an opportunity to get in. Right now it's just kind of hovering there. And as you can see, prices dropping. I would still be a little concerned about taking this trade short though. Simply because the 5-minute is pointed up. It's sitting at a support level as well. 5 minute is pointed up, so most likely the 1 minute chart is just coming into support. If we start getting higher prices like that, I would take it long. And we just got a retest to the upside, but there's not a lot of room here because we have this trend line. So I don't exactly know. I don't exactly think that I would take this trade. It's possible it could cross over. It could go all the way to it. We have slope on all three charts pointing up, but it's at this level here already. If this candle closes red and below the screen, the open of the screen, that will be an engulfing candle, and that would be my signal to go short. Let's see. It didn't close below it. It closed above it. Let's see here. 6304.
Car wash? Some clothes?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you were like making a video or something.
I am.
Sound like you are. You are? Did you pause it? Can you edit that out?
Don't worry about it, chap. Just wash your clothes. Now we have rejection to the upside. So something could be wrong with the short, and it could hold this level even though it looks like prices will drop. It could even pass through. But I believe there's a really good chance that it will come back up, simply because the 15 minute just broke out for higher prices. The 5 minute has a definitely has a call signal here. So this is going to most likely be short-lived, I would say. However, the best time to buy, excuse me, is going to be on a pullback of some sort, like this pullback. All of this pullback was a little bit late in a way. So now we're getting this pretty big green candle. It's pretty much engulfing this red candle, which is, there's a name for that. that would be a piercing pattern, but it didn't. Let me see. Closed at 63.05, and the candle before it opened at 63.05. So it's engulfing, but not completely engulfing either. So we just have to watch it because it's already pretty much at a resistance level. Even though a lot of indicators on the higher time frames are pointing higher, if we look at one time frame higher than the 15, the 30-minute time frame, you can see that it still has low prices, even though the momentum is picking up. The 1 day still coming into support. It just hasn't fully broke out yet. So we have to see. For example, we can see if this 5-minute chart is going to bring this momentum, the green line, up above the high of the previous right here. I would give this about 5 more minutes before it gives us a clearer indication of what it wants to do. Now it's showing me both upside and downside here, because a minute ago I almost said downside. But I'm seeing a rejection at this level up above 0, which looks like a good place to buy. I'm just going to give it a little bit more time here. I would rather be sure than be sorry. And I know that we can get a better signal than this. So there we go. The upside is getting stronger, but again, it is at this resistance level. It is trying to pull this momentum down because it's at this level here. Normally, a trader would see this and they would think to go long. But thank God, because after on these trend lines, I know that it's going to meet some resistance right here before it can break through. Yet I'm also looking for this chart to make a higher high, which would give a clearer sell signal. And it has a slightly higher high, but it would definitely have to turn over here pretty sharply in order for me to go with the short here. Now this green candle may be giving us some better prices before we go short. Let's just watch it. This green candle closes in 30 seconds. It just broke the resistance, but it's getting backed up. If it closes above this red, it is engulfing, potentially saying go long. 10 seconds left. But honestly, I wouldn't even take that because even though it broke, it could come right back down. If it holds this level, then I would take it long. But it's going to be dependent on what the indicator does. What the indicator and the price does. For example, if the indicator drops lower, but the price holds at that level, and then I start to get a rejection, a price rejection, price starts to go higher, I would possibly take it long, either that or I'd wait for the indicator to completely turn around, show me for sure a failure to the downside. Now this is what I want to see in order to take a short here. So as soon as this indicator crosses over, I'm going to short it. Possibly, because we are in an uptrend, so these shorts may not last very long. It may actually be better to take a long here since we do have a break in the resistance. I'm just going to have to watch it. It's coming into support. I'll watch the indicator to see if it breaks. It hasn't crossed yet. Now we're getting higher prices. I would take this long. I would take this long. So now the 5 minutes turned over. So I would wait a minute. It's coming into support. in the neutral zone though. A lot of times when it's in the neutral zone, a lot of these moves are false. You can see on this short here, I was distracted. I didn't take this trade. And it's kind of hard to tell by just looking at it if this would have been ITM or not. Just depends how the price dropped, if it dropped fast or if it kind of hung around here first and then dropped. But at this candle, at this minute, the indicator had crossed over. So it could have been ITM if it would have hung out close to this level here before dropping down. And again, we are in an uptrend, so it would have been better to take this long, which, as you can see, the price is back above this resistance. So the resistance is getting a little bit weaker at the moment. The upside potential is coming through. But we also have another potential divergence in the chart, which would tell me that when this indicator turns over, I would sell it. Now I can see that the price is appearing to reject these, the candle is appearing to reject higher prices. This could be an early indication. However, the 15-minute chart is still pointed up, which tells me that the 5-minute chart's not just going to roll over. It's not going to roll over just easy without, giving some kind of fight, because there is support holding it. I'm going to step away for just a minute. I'm also going to watch this. This trend line, the 5-minute is down, the 1-minute is down. If it breaks this trend line, I may also want to see it break the indicator as well, because even though the 5-minute is down and the 1-minute is down, I need to see that it breaks at the green line. Now the 5-minute is getting closer to the green line, but I know that because the 15-minute is pointed up, the 5-minute could bounce off of this and reject it. Now the 1-minute just crossed, but it's also coming into support. It doesn't have a whole lot of room to move unless this 5-minute chart, unless the indicator on the 5-minute chart crosses as well. It's pretty iffy. I would normally take this trade right about here. And it just broke the support level, so it looks like there's momentum to the downside. But again, the 5 minutes possibly just coming into support. It's backing up. Price is backing up. That's as low as it's going to go. Possibly. See, the 5-minute looks like it's getting weak here. Instead of cutting straight through, it's backing up as well. So this is the perfect, this actually is a good time to go long. considering where the indicator is on the 1 minute chart, you want to buy down here, you want to sell up here. So I would just watch it and see.